back on the podcast, the UnScripted podcast, All Talk.
Indeed.
You know, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem, brother.
So, you know, they said they see nothing on IG as of yet. That shit changed because we definitely live. You know what I mean? I got the notification that we live. So let me join the live, and then we go from there. But
Let's do it.
So welcome to the UnScripted podcast, All Talk. I am one of your hosts, Sam Legacy Motivator. This is the UnScripted podcast, All Talk. We have a returning guest, special guest called the Motivator. It's always a pleasure. It's always an honor.
Definitely, man.
You know what I mean? Glad to have you back. So we just gonna jump right into it. You know what I'm saying? How have you been? You know, starting the new year. Did you do the New Year's resolution like everybody else, or you just, or you just, you know?
Honestly, this year I actually didn't even do that. I didn't make a toast. I didn't make a video. Nothing like that. It was just more like, all right, it's a new year. Let me just focus on me. Like, I'm taking this year very personal towards myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, no offense to others and me not posting or whatever, but like, it's just more like I'm trying to get things done for myself right now.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Like, so what exactly what brought about the change? Like, what did you see that was like, okay, this is not being helpful, or it's influencing me the wrong way per se, to kind of direct you in this different, you know?
I could really say, you know, just going by the day-to-day routine, seeing, you know, your living circumstances, the situation that you can be in life, and understand that you get older and you start to see things differently. You get mature, you know, you want more, so it's like you're going to give more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you really want it, you got to go out there and go get it.
So, you know, the last time we had you on here, we were talking about so many different things. Do you see yourself now in the trajectory of where you planned? Like, because I know you said, you know, you're eventually going to be doing the motivational speaking and, you know, coming out, I'm assuming, with books and stuff like that. Do you see yourself on that path, or do you feel like anything has, like, kind of derailed you per se?
I could say a little bit of a derailment, but, you know, I'm trying to get back on that path again, still trying to connect with the right people, you know, more connections, better opportunities. You know
Got you.
So right now it's like a little derail, but you know, we're gonna get back on tour soon.
Yeah. So we were talking privately off camera about people not seeing like the bigger picture. Do you felt like that also had something to do with the changes that you necessarily made to say, you know what, I'm not reaching these people in a sense, so I'm going to just make this, you know?
Well, yeah, I feel like when it comes down to people, they're always gonna have a picture they portray out of you. Like, they want this out of you, they want that out of you, and you look at things differently. Like, for instance, like I said, we talked about parents, right? Yeah. Parents always want, you know, they want you to do this, they want you to do that when you get older. But it's like when you get older, you start to see different things, you meet new people. Yeah. They inspire you to do others, and you know, your parents discourage it. Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm living my life. You're not living it for me.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I gotta be happy for myself. You did what you did. Now let me do what I gotta do.
Facts.
You know. So I could say it's that in a way, but it's just more, again, me focusing on me doing the things that I love to do, and that's, you know, making myself happy, making sure that I wake up for the next 24 hours and say that, yo, we're gonna go get up and do what we gotta do.
Okay. Have you come across like any new books or maybe any documentaries that?
Lately, I have not been educational. I cannot even lie to you. I haven't. I mean, the most I could, as much educational I could say has been, is more networking with people with my job. Me, you know, meeting customers and talking to them, and them giving me advice, me giving them advice, and us interacting and building chemistry and relations and having X, Y, and Z conversations. It puts a little, you know, I could say it puts a little bookmark in your mind for a second. So let me stop right here real quick and think about it. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the books go, really, I still got to get more into my research on that.
Okay. So now, I know you said, you know, you're now in a relationship. and it's going well and all of that.
Yeah.
So how was that change for you? Like, how do you see yourself still being called the motivator while being in a relationship? Because remember, we were talking about balancing everything else. So like, how is that, treating you? How is that going on?
Man, honestly, my relationship right now, she's teaching me a lot. Honestly, she's teaching me on how to be a better man, how to really balance out life, understanding that you have your personal life, you have your relationship life.
Yeah.
Also, teaching me just like the fundamentals of living and understanding and being basic. You don't have to go extraordinary. You don't have to go all out for things. Like she'll be teaching me the littlest things. Like, no, you don't need to go to Nordstrom. Just go to Target. You know what I'm saying, to help you out in life, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was actually talking to my boy recently. I said, listen, when you find a woman where she makes you think differently compared to how you used to think, or makes you start to do things, differently compared to how you used to do, then you found the right one in a way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because she's helping you out maneuver in life. I don't even want to fully say you found the right one, but she's teaching you lessons that are going to be helpful later on in life for you.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So like, if you're a person where you like to spend reckless money, she can be the one that's going to teach you how to budget, how to save, how to invest. You know what I'm saying? So
speaking of that, like, have you like invested in anything like stocks, bonds, or?
I took a break from stocks actually.
Okay.
Just more with saving.
Okay.
Like looking for things like apartment, condos, or investing into a car and things like that. I want to get back into the saving though soon.
Yeah.
I just gotta get my research back into the stock market.
That's dope. It's funny. We were talking like off camera about setting these goals and becoming a millionaire, and like you said something funny. It's like how did Jay-Z figure it out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's something to be said when it comes to like what we perceive as what may be success and everything else like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because being an entrepreneur, being somebody that's working hard, and just really letting your mind give ideas, and then of course testing your faith, because like you said, there's times things just go bad and you like, yo bro, like what's going on with this? Like, so where do you find that scope to be like, okay, I'm gonna remain positive with this, I'm you know what I mean? Because that's not an easy thing to do.
It's not, but consistency helps you out at all costs. If you don't, like, how Jim Jones said, if you can't stay motivated, stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? You stay consistent day in and day out. Show up. One thing my barber told me, he's like, yo, show up every day. Rather if you're tired, you sick, you depressed, whatever, show up every day. That's what's gonna make you better.
That's fire. So is there? I remember you mentioned your barber the last time on the podcast and how he kind of got you on this trajectory. Is there anybody else that, besides your girlfriend, that you like? Yo, this person now is adding to the brand per se of Call the Motivator and everything else.
Honestly, it would really be between three people: my barber, my girl, and my mother. My mother's always been in the picture, of course, but I feel like we've gotten closer and our connection is built even stronger.
Is that because you got older, you think?
Gotten older, and because of personal situations as well.
Okay.
But we talk more on a serious level.
Yeah.
When it comes down to her, it's like it's a safe place. You know what I'm saying? You can go to her, you can talk to her however you want, however you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she's gonna speak game, she's gonna speak knowledge, and she's gonna tell me what it is.
Yeah.
So I would say it'd definitely be my mother for sure though.
Nah, that's what's up. That safe space is real, bro. Like having somebody to be like, okay, where you may be vulnerable and there's no judgment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
because I think that's like something that like as men in general, like we take on a lot where we're just trying to fill this role of what a man is. Like, yo, da 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 da, and then now you might tell somebody something in secret or whatever, and then they put that right in your face, and you're like, yo, come on, man, like I didn't, you know what I mean? So now your defenses are even up more than usual, and everything else. So that's really dope. One question was, do you surround yourself with a strong support team?
Yes, definitely. Like when it comes down to strong support, hell yes. It's very important to have that, because you're gonna have a time when like you're not feeling it yourself.
Facts.
And when it comes down to strong support, like they're gonna like wake you up. Like, yo, what we doing? What's going on?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? When I feel like with one of my friends, and some of my friends can say this, when I see that they down or whatever, I'm gonna constantly get on their ass about something. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta get up. It's time to do what you gotta take care of. So if like you just sitting around not doing much, what is that doing for you?
Yeah.
You just wasted a whole 24 hours. You wasted a whole 8 hours in bed. Like,
Facts.
what's going on?
You know, like I speak with my partner, partners actually, and I tell them like even like some of the music I listen to, like I listen to a lot of Nipsey, a lot of like old Kanye, a lot of old Drake, because that was before they reached a kind of success plateau,
Right?
And just kind of even Meek Mills, like a lot of that the realest thing that I heard from Drake, one of his songs, he said I don't let negative thoughts into my inner matrix. Imagine me still rapping about if I never made it. And I was like, damn, that was such a bar, bro.
Yeah, because mean? Like you get criticized by so many people on this earth. Every day you wake up, you can have an imagination. You can have a brand new idea that comes into your mind, and you tell it to a small-minded person, and they'll tear it down.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because they don't see it the way how you see it.
Facts.
So it's best to really do what you got to do. You know what I mean? If you have that great support system that's going to hold you down and encourage the things that you say and that are willing to do later on in the future, cool, no problem. But if you really don't have that, the best thing I can just say is just do what you got to do.
Yeah. The other question was, do you believe in making lists for yourself and basically like a checklist?
Yeah. To an extent. I mean, I usually do the checklist in my mind, but it's just like a muscle memory type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I keep that in the back of my head every day, either because I see something that just reminds me of it.
That's dope. It's crazy. I can't even lie to you. Like, I done started writing lists. As far as I don't know what. It might have been TikTok, but it was saying how somebody, Carnegie Hall hired somebody to help organize his company, and the guy gave everybody an assignment saying, all right, you're gonna write down 6 important things you have to do, right? And the first thing is, so whatever is number 1, you don't move on till that's done.
Complete, right.
You know what I mean? And me, I was like, damn, it's hard for me because I know how I am. I have ADD when it comes to everything that has to be done. I could be embroidering, thinking I'm like, all right, while the machine's running, I'm gonna go do this. While this is doing that, I'm gonna go do that. And it's something to say to okay, I'm gonna now take the time to sit, finish this one specific thing, and then move on. And it's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you because we're in a world where we're in constant stimulation. TikTok, phone, text.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Email. So it's you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to log right back in. So the question is, do you surround yourself with motivational visuals? And if you do, what are they?
I try to my best. I mean, honestly, one of them speaking would be TikTok. But I look at TikTok on a motivational purposes. For a guy, it could be self-care or how to maintenance your apartment or your house so that it's not looking messy and slugged or whatever. How to relax your mental on stressful days and things like that. How to work out properly, on how long you should work out, things you should eat. I look more into those categories just because for me, I want to live a better life. So I try to keep my mindset in that way. Not always picking up a bottle and say, yo, let's go out for drinks or whatever. And things like that. But more stick to all right, yo, let me get up 5 o'clock in the morning. Let me work out for 30 minutes. After that, let me go grocery shopping or let me find a book to read, or let me just do some research on how to invest and things like that. Just to keep me productive, and keep my mental out of a stage of either anxiety or depression or negativity.
Facts.
So that's what like I said, to an extent, I'm like that, But honestly, it's more of me listening to people at times, and people that are actually speaking game, that's speaking positivity towards my ears, and I just flow with that.
It's crazy that you say that. I always tell my daughter, whenever I'm praying to God or whatever the case is, I always tell God, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you come with the mindset that you know something, how can you be taught?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope that you said that. You know, with me, like I'm really trying to figure out how to reprogram my subconscious mind. So like I you know, I'll go to sleep, you know, with the I am affirmations on the TV for like an hour while I'm knocked out, trying to hear that in the background. I have written down my goals. I have written down what I want. I have another thing I saw that Steve Harvey said was about being thankful. You know what I'm saying? Just telling God thank you for everything. Like, you know, just, you know, having our fingers and everything else like that. That's something to be thankful for. And just being able to wake up, you know, like, and being a home. So it's those kind of things. It's hard. It's, you know, to try to manifest and everything else like that. It's not easy to be like, yeah, you know, in my opinion,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't speak for anybody else. I know for me, it's a little hard because, man, the devil be putting that weight on his shoulder like, yo, so yeah, you want to thank God, huh? Yeah, thank him for that flat tire you just got. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, but no, it's funny. But it's funny how you mentioned Steve Harvey, because if it's one bit of motivation I listen to, it's Steve Harvey for sure. And I remember one video he had on one of his shows where he basically talked about him. You know, there was this guy that kept calling him early in the morning, like blah,
yeah,
blah, in the morning, like for I think like 37 days or something like that, right? And you know, finally at the last phone call, he said, you know, the reason why you have so many bad days is because of your bad attitude, the way you think, right?
Yeah.
So then if you start waking up with a good attitude, you'll start having a lot of good days.
Yeah.
And I actually I felt that, because there'll be certain days where I'll wake up and I'm not in the mood, and already I'm just letting people get to me early in the morning. But the moment I'm like, okay, you know, let me take some time, let me stretch my body, let me clear my mind before I even deal with the world, I'm at peace.
No, that's a fact.
I'm good, you know. Like, I don't let anything bug me, irritate me. Whatever you say, but I'm good.
Yeah, and that's your fault if you angry.
Right, exactly, exactly. I'm telling you that it's your fault. Now go home. You know?
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's crazy though, because like, you know, you look at even like what you may consider like family members. You know, like I always tell my daughter, you know, Cain killed Abel. And it sucks because, you know, you might think like, yo, this person really got my back, and then they just snake your joy. Some people don't, you know, I tell my daughter it's the God in you that they don't like, you know what I'm saying? That light that you portraying and everything else like that. But I believe that, you know, certain moves that you make, it leads to bigger and better. You know what I'm saying? So like that's definitely what's up. So, you know, I know you said you're working and everything else like that. Do you see yourself, like, you know, I know you have the bigger plans. Like, have you said, okay, because you said you're saving now and everything else like that. So have you set like a dollar amount that you're saving for it so you can do this and do that and do this? Like, you ain't got to give me the whole kit and caboodle, how they say.
Listen, I come up with a motive on like how to save, work on my money, how much to put in every week or whatever. Okay. And then I'll count the months. So if I say I want to save for like 8 months, at the end of that 8th month, that's when I look and see how much I have. Okay. And see, all right, cool. What can I do with most of this money? Because I'm not going to spend it recklessly. And say, all right, let me just get, you know,
some clothes, whatever.
Let me invest a little into something and see how I can triple my profit. It was actually funny. I'm glad you mentioned about money too. Yeah. Because me and one of my coworkers, we was actually having a conversation about the lottery. And he told me a story about, I think like a lawman or whatever, finding a lottery ticket and found out that it was worth $1 million. Right?
Wow.
So I started asking everybody this random scenario question. I said, yo, say you won the lottery, right? Lottery's for $1 million. What are you gonna do with that $1 million? Or say half. Or 25% of it at least, you know? And one of my men, I ain't gonna say his name though, said he gonna buy himself a house and a car. I'm like, I get you, but it's like, it's only $1 million, dog. Like, you know, you're not gonna really do much with that. I mean, I would at least say, yo, let me put this amount away first. Let me save that. Then let me use some for investments to see if I can triple the profit. Everybody be forgetting a lottery is only a one-time payment. Like, facts. That's not a monthly payment, a yearly payment. Whatever you get out of that, you get out of that. Plus taxes taken out of that. Facts. So it's like, it's all about how you maneuver with your money and how, you know, how you think with it. So that way you can, you know, you can budget more, you can triple your profit, you can make more money.
It's a big fact. You know, it's crazy that you said that about, budgeting and managing money and that specific scenario, because I was speaking with my team and, telling them like, it's funny because you mentioned the lottery. There's the people that don't come from money that win the lottery end up worse in debt after the fact because they just spend it frivolously.
Right.
And they don't have no game plan to manage it.
Right.
And that's something that that said, it's such a learning that discipline. That's like my question for you now is like, where did you get that from? Like who taught you that?
I'll say there was a percentage of me teaching myself that, and then there was another percentage of my girl actually teaching me that, like on how to really budget and not buy the most fancy thing, the most expensive thing, and then not to mention as you get older, you got bills.
Facts.
You got to learn how to maneuver with the bills, with getting food, spending a little bit on yourself, and going out with friends or family. So like you want to be all set in stone for things, so that way things can get done. But I'll say most importantly, it's from what I see that's surrounding me. Like sometimes I actually look at my friends and their family, and I see their aunts and uncles have big mansions, and they were a doctor and they did this and they did that, or they just told me like, yo, listen, you're working at a supermarket, you're working at a car dealership, put like $50 away every week.
Yeah.
You're still young, and then at some point start investing. If you want to put more away, do that, and then you want to use whatever you have left in your check, you want to invest, you can do that as well. But number one, start saving. Yeah. You know what I mean? That way you have a backup plan and you can maneuver from there.
I feel like in this generation that we in right now, the conversation of financial literacy is very apparent. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like I feel like it's very, very, very apparent, and a lot of people are trying to figure it out per se, and there are people that are willing to share that info, but you're gonna have to do the research to find them, and whatever your niche is, and then just capitalize off of that. I think a lot of people that come from certain backgrounds, like we came from, they kind of just see the immediate flash of, NBA players or rappers or whatever the case is. But like you said, you've been influenced by doctors and lawyers and all these people that that understood the slow grind to get to where it's at. You know what I mean? Like it takes like a good 10 to 15 years for people to really see that kind of financial success. Like Jay-Z, like we mentioned before, it wasn't overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's got 30 plus years in the game.
Right.
So he's brought that kind of thing there. To that, and to piggyback off what you said about your girl teach you about money, it just reminded me of Kanye West. The song All Falls Down. He said they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorties holler where the ball is at. And I'm like, damn, that's such a bar, bro. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people understand that. Like it's that one thing, like, because we all insecure. Yeah. We all insecure. We want to try to, I got the new sneakers because, what's the first thing if you we're in the hood right now and, a shorty try to make a joke about you, whatever. That's why you broke. You ain't got no, you say, I got on the new da-da-da. You know what I mean? It's like a money, in a sense, gives you a sense of self-worth in our community. It's you know what I mean? Like, which is why we're the highest consumers as far as spending. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Right. I mean, and just to piggyback off what you said, about, this generation and, financial literacy, another thing is longevity. I feel like with this generation, they don't understand the definition of longevity. They think that everything is overnight, and again, that comes with social media being, the main objective in this situation because of what people show. They never show you the process. They just only show you this at the finish line. Yeah, you know what I mean. But to understand that you do have long nights, you have stressful nights, you have like days you feel like, all right, I'm tired, I'm done with it. You know what I mean? But then you keep going. So it's just a level of just like understanding longevity, knowing that, all right, today is not the day it's going to happen, but I'm getting closer to it. Yeah. By just working, by showing up every day, doing what I got to do. Longevity. Facts. I feel like everyone needs to just say that every day when they wake up. Yeah. Longevity. Yeah. Yeah, it's something to be said because like at times I ain't gonna hold you. There be times I be wanting to give up. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I got the strongest mental. Like
the crazy thing is, like I said, I listen to Nipsey Hussle, and you know, there's a song called Perfect 10, right? And he just, in the beginning he raps, but the rest of it is just him talking on a DJ Mustard track. And then the realest thing that like keeps me going with him is that he's like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I got this ultimate poise, like I done had it figured out. You know what I mean? Like I went through every emotion. And then it's real, like, cause you know, like I feel like the universe and God test you on some, like, all right, if you really want this success tablet or whatever the case is, you know, and everything else. Yo, big shout out DJ Ram. Appreciate you. My boy said the video production is crazy. Yeah, we looking better. Thank you. You know, but like it's hard though maintaining, like, because I don't know about anybody else, but we in New York and the pressure here is on another level, bro. What? Like that's why they said it. I mean, even what's his name, Frank Sinatra. He's like, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because New York pressure is just a different kind of pressure. Like once you start figuring things out, more things get added. You know what I'm saying? Like taxes, you know, different things where people really just, like, for example, I'm not even gonna like throw the person's name under the bus, but we had did an order for a hospital, banged it out. And they were like, nah, we don't like it. What you mean you don't like it? You approved of it. Bro, we had to buy new jackets and everything else. And then, so it's like, instead of giving us the product that we did, like, all right, you got the new jackets, go find somebody else. They kept the jackets and the ones we did. So now it's like, yo, bro, like, that seemed like you scamming. Right. You know what I mean? But I believe in, like, okay, that's a lesson learned. Like, we're going to do what we got to do on our end. You know what I'm saying? So the other question was, what career mistakes has given you the biggest lesson? Yo, shout out to Maria. She be coming through with the most essential questions.
I'm sorry, you got to repeat that question.
She said, what career mistakes has given you the biggest lessons?
No, what do you mean career mistakes?
I think she lived life. Like anything you did in life,
like life mistakes?
Life mistakes, career, work, job, whatever.
Man, I could definitely say it was. I don't even want to say it was me bouncing from job to job, because I still learned a lot. And with me, I always say, like, with me, it's, I know when my time is up with things. Like, if I know if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. I'm gonna leave it alone. Man, my biggest life mistake, it would probably be so many. Like, I could say sometimes not following my gut.
That's the truth.
Sometimes you get into a phase where, like, you hesitate, you know, because fear picks up on you and you're just like, you know what, let me not do this. But, you know, your gut is telling you to do it. And one thing my mother told me in life is, you know, your instincts, your gut is your best friend.
That's a fact.
Stick with it at all costs. So I'm learning to do that as I'm getting older. But I would say it definitely would be me not, you know, following my gut, not following my true feelings and the things I'm telling myself every day. If I want to do this, all right, I'm going to do this. Another thing I would say would be, again, when we came down to the money thing, not saving. Like, I probably would have been at a step of saving, but then I saw something that I want and I'm buying it. You know what I mean?
Impulsive.
You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, you know, for me, you know, I got a heart for people as well. So if I really, you know, feel for you and I like you, you know, you family or whatever, I'm gonna look out for you. So if there's a situation that, you know, inconvenient for you, all right, if I got it, then you got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know, me not following my gut will be the number one though.
Okay. Do you feel like people have taken advantage of your kindness?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so at all.
Okay.
One thing I'm good at is saying no.
Okay.
I'm not in the mood for it, I'm gonna say no.
All right. That's smart. I wish I had the strength to do that.
And you know, it's funny because my girl and my closest friend, I told them both, you gotta learn the word no. It benefits you later on in life.
That's a fact.
Because now the moment you start to say no, everyone's not blowing up your phone, calling you or texting you at inconvenience time. Hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? No, I'm busy. I have something to do. And you don't have to say it rudely. But you can let them know, hey, I got something going on right now. I can't make it, or I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And you move on from there.
That's a fact. To answer that question for myself, what has been the biggest lesson? I think the biggest lesson for me on a daily is my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
And why you say that?
Like, because it's a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because me, I'm the dad now, and, you know, and everything else. But it's like, you know, the one thing I remember being younger and giving my mom some fire ideas, like OD fire. Like if she would have did it, I'm confident she would have been a billionaire right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like some of the ideas that I have and had were, in my opinion, beyond their time. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to see something like, oh nah, if she do this, do that, like you know what I mean? Like I could give you scenarios, but I'm not gonna put my business out there like that. I ain't gonna put my mom on the bus. But so now there's times that like my daughter will, you know, give me some ideas about, hey, you should embroider this, or you should be making these kind of like outfits whenever you do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a sense of really, like you said, listening and putting my pride to the side, and I tell her about pride. You know, like, and I tell her, like, you know, it's okay for you not to know. Like, if you don't know, don't pretend like you do, because, like, people will, you know, immediately treat you differently, like, once they know you full of shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay. Oh, here come, you know, Mr. Know-It-All or Mr. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you got one of them that swear they know everything, but they be wrong, and so you don't even argue with them no more.
Right, exactly.
You're just like, nah, bro, you wrong. Like, and you know, they don't want to hear it or nothing. You know.
I used to be one of those types too. I can't even lie.
Same here.
I mean, bro, you know, when it comes to the pride, though, I guess that can come from so many ways. Though that comes from the way you were raised. Sometimes the way how you felt people used to play with you, like, you know, like for me again, like, you know, I could be like slim and short, and I feel like if I'm dealing with, you know, certain men, they feel like they can talk to me a certain way, act a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we're not doing that here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta defend your ground at all costs, but you get respect that way.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because people see that you stay 10 toes down. You're defending yourself. You're defending your territory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for men, I feel like it's a hard thing to let down. Like, you know, your pride and your ego is one thing to let down at times. Like,
facts. When
you feel the need that you have to go toe to toe with somebody, you're not gonna bow down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of even like a situation they even have. You know, like my father and me, like we had that relationship with like it's like toe to toe. It's like lions and tigers going at it. But you know. Like, you know, if you can look at a parent and you can tell them, you know, well, hey, you know, you look at yourself in the mirror, you probably can define your own child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the way how you act is the way they're gonna act.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? So you always gotta look at the two separate ends of things and see that, all right, that's where they got it from. You can't be upset about that. They've been around you for how long and they seen this? You know what I mean? So I you know, the pride and the ego is something I'm working on myself right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's still there, but it's leveling down.
It's not like a 1, 2, 3 thing where you can be like, oh, boom, you turn it off.
Right.
You know, everything, like, I think, like you said, like, people get lost in the facade of social media because, like, you know, people really portray like they got it all figured out. Like, they, you know, fake vacations and, you know, fake posts and just everything. Remember Bow Wow? Remember the Bow Wow challenge? Like, yo, you took a picture of him, you know what I mean, about to go on a private jet and events and everything else. Meanwhile, you and Coach with the rest, like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, what you doing? Like, why you moving that way? You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, yo, like I said, it's all about longevity at the end of the day. Like, you know, like, I can't express that anymore. Like, all that social media stuff, I never looked into it. I never believed into it. I mean, some of it could be motivation. Like they said, there's always a pro and there's a con towards social media. But the pro of it is to look at it and say, all right, cool. If I want that, I'm going to go get it myself.
Yeah.
But I got to know that I'm not going to get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I see little baby with a Rolls Royce Cutlass and I don't want that, I'm not going to get it tomorrow.
Facts.
You know, I got to bust my ass for that. So.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of that, like, I've been seeing stuff on, you know, TikTok and social media in general about the Beyonce tickets and how, like, some of these women, like, done got out of relationships because the man who they've been with was like, yo, we need to save this money, like, da-da-da-da, like, and they like, just give me my money, and he like, yo, you take this money, like, we done, and he like, all right, and it's like, yo, like, because some of these tickets are like $12,000. Like,
yeah, I mean, did you hear about the show that she did in Dubai?
You know what's crazy? I heard about it, but I didn't get the. So you're gonna have to break that down for me.
Alright, so I mean, the only thing I really heard was that she was making $24 million for a 1 hour show.
That money different, bro.
$24 million for a 1 hour show.
That money different, bro. That money different.
Listen, I'm never knocking the hustle.
Facts.
It's Beyonce at this point because she's made her way in her career.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Jay didn't help it. He definitely did in a way.
Yeah.
She helped Jay too, of course, but that's crazy though. I mean, if you said 12,000.
Yeah. Some of the and that's like not even like front. That's like nosebleeds.
Yeah, I'm not throwing my relationship for that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
12 bands?
That's only a 1 day thing.
That's crazy. And it's not even a full day.
Yeah, it's a couple of hours and you in the nosebleeds. You gonna leave your man for that? That's actually crazy.
It's wild, bro.
I mean, I can understand if you're paying $12,000 to go to a Beyonce concert, take
backstage,
backstage, get on a private jet with her, game you and introduce you to her friends or whatever. Then cool, and she, putting you into levels where you've never been in life.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. But you just going in for a couple hours just to see her dance and sing?
What? That shit sound crazy.
$12,000?
Shit, crazy, bro. And that's the thing of just. Oh nah, she said she made $35 million for an hour show.
35. Oh, that's it.
Sheesh.
$35 million. Wow. And some of us are still sitting here making like $15 an hour, $16 an hour.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy.
She's doing real labor out here. She only dancing and singing. And,
Yo.
I'm not saying it's easy because what she does is talent, of course. That's like.
Of course.
I get that as skill. Really.
Yeah, definitely.
But $35 million is like. Damn.
That's different kind of bread, bro.
Right? And
35 million.
Hey.
Damn.
But 12,000 is crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like that's doing a little too much.
A little bit too much.
Especially if you asking for your man for 12,000. I'm not saying like again the man is the provider or whatever, but you asking him 12,000 just to go to a Beyonce concert.
You know what's crazy? Like, think about what you said about everything else, because like now I talk to my little brother. He's gonna be 21 this year, which is wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just saying like, he watched some of these podcasts, like, yo, these females, man, they be expecting to da like, and it'd be crazy because like I feel like it can't be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause not every girl really they be like, oh, how much do you think your man should make? 250,000, 300,000, like. Bitch, them sound like imaginary numbers. The fuck you talking about? like you know what I mean? Like 250,000, 300,000. That's crazy. Like, where is this coming from?
I mean, I've seen some of these podcasts where there's always an argument or debate with the male and the female, how much a man should make a year, what he should be doing, this, that, and the third. And then you have the women, they sit there and they talk about their side, about, okay, a man wants this out of me, he wants that out of me, but then again I have to come home, I have to, cook for him, cook for his kids, take care of his kids, clean the house, this, and the third. Honestly, when it comes down to that, I truly believe that should be 50-50.
That's how I feel.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you guys invested into a house or an apartment or whatever, that's 50-50.
Yeah.
Him coming home, you coming home, you guys either cook together.
I'm saying 6-ring championships, like
100%.
like. So I don't mind, you know what I mean? Like, but it can't be, me being LeBron,
right?
On the first Cavs team, you know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to the Cavs team, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't running with no Pippen, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't it.
I mean, I always, like, for me, I hear that, there's never 50-50, then things should be 50-50. One thing I was taught earlier this year, my girl and I, we actually went out for happy hour. We actually met this couple. I don't know, you ever heard of a restaurant called Prime 39?
It sounds familiar.
It's in Limbrook.
Okay, I've probably been there.
We end up actually sitting next to the owner and his wife, right?
Oh, dope.
And his wife, she's like a therapist.
Okay.
And one thing, she was asking us so many questions, but one thing she said, within your relationship, there's gonna be times where he's gonna be here and you're gonna be right here. There's gonna be other times where she's gonna be here and you're gonna be right here.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I remember even Michelle Obama said something like that one time when she said, like, you know, things are not 50-50. There's days where I'm 73, he's 25. And
Yeah.
one day I'm 50 and I'm 5. You know, like, it's weird because, like, you know, again, we're all human.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So in a relationship, people can't always, you know, think of perfection because you're not going to get perfection. And there's going to be days where, you know, you're going to be slugged out. Like, you know, you can't have it all. And that even reminds me of the time when I was younger back in high school. And I even said, man, I'm not getting married. I'm not getting a girl. And my boy's like, why not? Because I don't need them. That's all I want to do. You know, just get money, get rich, have a whole bunch of cars and a nice mansion.
Yeah.
But he's like, all right, so let me ask you a question. What's going to happen when you lose your mother or your father? Who's going to be there for you? What's going to happen when either you go through a devastation and you lose your job? Who's going to be there for you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or there's going to be times when you're just going through a depressed phase and you come home every day and there's nobody to talk to.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel a man needs a woman and a woman needs a man. At the end of the day, how you look at it. To keep each other stable.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
No, that's
so
true.
so relationships is complicated. That's what
Like
I can
a
say.
mother.
You know, so when
Like a mother.
So when I see all these podcasts about how much a man should be making, what the man should be doing, what the female should be doing, I mean, by any means, go by how you guys prefer what your relationship wants to be. But at the end of the day, relationships are complicated. People are complicated. You're not gonna get 100% out of somebody every day. Maybe never. You know, and I'm not gonna say settle for less, or you know, just settle for the average. I mean, if you want to go above and beyond, go above and beyond. But once you find that person, don't expect perfection out of them.
That's a fact, and I think that's this delusional world that we're in a sense of entitlement too. You know what I mean? Like expecting, being so self-absorbed where you feel like you know they gotta accept my flaws because it's me, but they can't have any because it's them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think that's a little like delusional.
And you know what's funny? I've ran into so many people like that. There's actually times, I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like that myself. I feel like I was being delusional where I had my own faults and I wasn't, penalizing myself for it.
Yeah.
Every time somebody else had a flaw, I was penalizing them for it.
Yeah.
And I had to understand that and be realistic with life.
Yeah.
So it's like you just gotta understand nobody's perfect. They're gonna say dumb things. They're gonna make the wrong decisions in life. They may not give that much affection the way you give the affection. They may not give you the self talks the way you give the self talks, and it's always an up and down type of thing. So things are just like awkward at times.
Yeah.
But you deal with it. It's life.
It is. I mean, and it's something to be said about you personally reflecting on yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's where the real growth is, where you could take the time out and be like, yo, you know what? I wilded out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to take the time out and be like, you know what? I really wilded out. I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have moved like this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It takes a lot. That's a sense of real maturity.
You know what? I was bugging out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So healing is like the number one thing. I feel like everyone has to go through that.
No, that's a big fact. That's a big fact. So I know you have siblings.
Yes, I have 4 sisters, 1 brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Older or younger?
Oh, I'm the middle. So yeah, older and younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is your brother older or younger?
Yeah, my brother's older. My brother's like 34, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how's that dynamic? Like how's that with you? Because you're stepping into your own, your whatever.
Honestly, I feel like my brother and me were actually very close. I mean, we still are close.
Yeah.
Compared to how we used to be before, we were like tied together,
Yeah.
Now, with me getting older, me living my life, him living his life, him having a family, you don't talk as much anymore. You're not always the first person to get on the phone with at times.
Yeah.
Link up and do, things, but every time you see one another, it's like,
Yeah.
we saw each other yesterday anyway, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I do feel like the relationship could be off just because of like how times change.
Yeah, it's a
I feel
fact.
like that's with almost everyone, if you haven't seen somebody in so long or you just go your own separate routes, it becomes that way.
No, it's a fact. It's a big fact,
Even for my sisters, like, my sisters, I don't talk to them on a daily, but anytime, we link up, we always have a good time. We have conversations to talk about, times to catch up on, everything.
No, that's dope. That's dope. What would be your key advice to your family members to get them, in a better step? Not saying that they're not, you know what I'm saying, but to be like, okay, I think this is going to be something that will be beneficial to you and so forth. What would be your advice?
Focus. Focus is the number one key. I feel like when you begin to focus, you block out everything else. Like the moment you, again, like, I say it all the time, the moment you begin to piece what you want in life and you focus on that, nothing can stop you.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So when you, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for elevation. We evolve every day, So when you get up and you decide to change your mind on something or do something new, whatever, focus. Focus on that. Block all the negativity out. Block, friends, family out. Focus on you.
Yeah. So what's in your playlist before we dip off, man? What's Call the Motivator listening to on the way?
I listen to everything. I listen to country, trap, rap, electric, everything. Like whatever I'm vibing to, whatever I'm in the mood to, that's what I listen to. You know what I'm saying? Lately, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having this on replay because I don't know why it's been on my mind. God did. Jay-Z's verse, the entire album.
What? It's funny. Like, I skip his part.
Really?
Dead ass, bro. You know why? Because it's like, it's mad long, pause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he starts off, okay. And I'm like, yo, bro, we like 6 minutes in. Why you still rapping? You know what I mean?
Nah, but see, I hear that all the time. Like, I feel like everyone's kept saying, like, hold it the most. That verse was too long. And the reason why I actually just started listening to it more because he performed it at the Grammys. And I feel like when you see somebody perform it, they make it seem cooler.
Okay.
Compared to when the actual track came out, right?
Yeah, it gave a different dynamic.
Right, exactly. And honestly, I feel like he deserved that. He deserved to have that long verse. Like, when's the last time the Jay-Z verse came out? You know what I'm saying?
Somebody said, what is the one thing you want the audience to...
Another night. Be great. Be great within yourself. Don't never give up. Always stay talented, always stay gifted, remain humble, understand that there's going to be tough times in life, but overcome them. Understand that, God is always with you at all costs. The devil will try to knock down your door, but don't let him.
That's a fact.
And, stand tall.
That's a big fact.
You can follow me on my IG at Carl the Motivator, Carl.the.motivator.
Copy. So, it's like I said, it's always a pleasure, my brother.
Yes,
it's
sir.
always exciting.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
My guy. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you taking the time to come up here and, spread the message, spread the word, give everybody, an insight as to, what everything's about, what you're about, all that good stuff. So like I said, I want to have you back, but maybe just have you be the host.
Yo, I'm
you know what I mean? And then
definitely.
we'll, just do an experiment because you know how we do here. It's unscripted. You know what I mean? Unscripted, baby. So
what's gonna happen.
That's a
I'm
fact.
definitely with that.
That's a big fact.
But one thing I'm gonna say, I love supporting people. When they have a dream, when they have a goal, an idea, I'm like, yo, let's put it to work. Let's make it happen. Let's turn it into reality.
Facts.
The moment we start to sit down and have a conversation, all right, let's talk for a little bit. We'll talk for about 10 to 15 minutes. After that, let's paint a picture out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what you're doing right here, this is dope.
Thank you.
Keep doing it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So big shout out first and foremost to my hosts who aren't here. GQ Win, the God, DJ MVP. Of course, we are the Unscripted Podcast. You guys can follow me on my IG and all social media is Sam Legacy Moweta. And with that being said, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are valued. You can do whatever you set your mind to as long as you believe it. You can achieve it. This is the Unscripted Podcast. All